What's going on? My name is OP, DJ instructor here at Dubspot, and also a member of the DJ collective I Love Vinyl. Today I'm here to show you the new Serato DJ and how to MIDI map it using the Akai LPD8 controller. Why do we want to MIDI map? There are certain parameters in Serato DJ that we might want to have certain control over using our own controller instead of doing it directly from the mixer itself. So when you plug in a MIDI controller for the first time, you want to actually make sure that it's showing up in the program. So what you'll do is you'll go over to where it says Setup in the top right corner. Click on Setup. Inside of Setup, you'll go here to where it says MIDI. Now, under the tab where it says MIDI devices, we'll see it says Network Session 1, which is a standard. And then under that, we see LPD8. So we know that this controller is showing up inside of Serato. Now we're able to start to map it. First, inside Serato DJ, you want to go to the top right corner of the screen and find the button that says MIDI. Click on MIDI. It'll turn blue. Once it's blue, now you'll be able to assign a pad on the LPD8 controller to one of the parameters inside of Serato DJ. In this instance, we want to do our first cue point. So scroll over to the first play button on the left deck. Once we're there, we'll click on it. It'll turn gray. Once it's gray, now we're able to press one of the buttons on the LPD8, and that will then assign that cue point to the pad. I want to do all of my cue points for the left deck on the top row of the LPD8. So the first one I want to do is the first pad. I'm going to press it. Once I press it, it's now assigned to this pad, and it also turns blue. To test it to make sure it's good, I can press on it. Inside the screen, I see I have a cue point that is now assigned, and then also I can activate it by pressing it. Turn MIDI off. Now I'll play the song. A cue point does a few different things for us. First off, it allows us to build a trigger to a certain point in the song. So in this case, I have it at the beginning of the song. As I play it, I trigger it over and over again. I can get back to that immediate point in the song that I want to be at. Also, what a cue point can do is be a marker for us. So if we want to identify a certain place in the song that we know something's going to happen or we want to do something, we can set a cue point there. It's a visual guide for us as we're putting our mixes together. In this case, I want to get back to the beginning of the song and maybe even do some tricks with it. So I want to be able to set the cue point to retrigger it from the LPD8 pad. I've identified a second part of the song that I want to set a cue point on. So what I'll do is I'll go back over to the top right corner to MIDI, click on it, it turns blue. Then I'll go to the second cue point. I'll scroll over it, and then I'll click on it. Now it's ready to be assigned. I'll go to my LPD8 pad, and I'll press the second pad on the top here. I press it. Inside the screen now, the pad is now assigned to the cue point number 2. I'll go back over to MIDI, click on it, turns off, and as I play, now I have my second cue point set up and good to go. First cue point, second cue point. And again, the reason why I love this is because the pads light up so I know exactly what I'm punching when I press on the controller. We'll go do a third one. Again, go to MIDI, click on it, it turns blue. I'll scroll over to the third cue point inside the left deck. I'll click on it, and now I'll press the third pad. It's assigned. I'll go back to MIDI. I'll turn it off. Now it's assigned. And now I want to set up my fourth cue point. So again, I'll go over to MIDI, click on it, it turns blue. I'll go over to the cue point on the left deck. I'll click on it. Now it's ready to be assigned. I'll go over to my LPD8 pad, and I'll press on it to assign it to the actual cue point that I want it to be with. Once it's set, I'll go back over here to MIDI, turn it off, and now again, I'll go to play it. Now I have 4 cue points that are set via MIDI on the LPD8 that are controlling the cue points inside of Serato DJ. Very simple, very easy to do. So as I'm playing, if I want to jump around between different parts of the song, I can press pad 1, pad 2, pad 3, pad 4, in any variety or order that I want to, and I can be creative in making my set dynamic. Now, Serato DJ will allow you to have 8 cue points. Unfortunately, my LPD pad only has 4 cue points in this program that I can use in particular for the left deck. So I'll only be working with 4 cue points in total. Totally fine because I don't need to have too many extra. So what I showed you here in regards to mapping for your cue points, you can do those directly from your keyboard. Myself personally, I like to have the computer away from me so I have a direct connection with the crowd. This way I can see the crowd, what's happening, and I can also trigger cue points as I'm going along. Makes things much easier for me because I like to be able to see and visualize what's going on instead of being stuck inside of the computer screen here, right? I'm going to map an encoder. This encoder is going to be able to control the dry-wet for the effect of echo that's inside of the program that comes with Serato DJ. This is one of the new Izotope effects that are coming with the program. So what I'll do is, again, go to MIDI, click on it, it turns blue. Now I'll scroll over to the dry-wet knob on the echo, and I'll click on it. Now what I'll do is I'll choose one of my encoders. I'll take this first one here, and I'll turn it. And as I turn it now inside the screen, I see that it's moving along to how I'm moving it on the controller. It's set, it's good to go. I'll press MIDI to turn MIDI learn off. Now what I'll do is just go over to the echo effect. I'll turn it on, and I'll also make sure that it's assigned to the first deck. So now I've started the track. I have the echo armed inside of the internal effects that are inside of Serato. I have it assigned to deck 1, and as I turn the encoder for the echo, I'll now start to hear the echo increase. I am now increasing the dry-wet for the echo. And as I turn it back down, it turns off. So again, we have dry, which is no signal, and then as we turn it on or up, we get more of a wet signal, meaning that it's applying more of the effect onto the track. Now that I've mapped my controller, I want to be able to save this. So I'll go over here to Setup, click on it. We're back in the MIDI tab, and now where it says MIDI preset, it now says unsaved. I want to save it. So I'll go down here to where it says save. I'll click on it. Now I have the ability to name my preset. So this one I'll say mapping 1. I press OK. And now under MIDI preset, I see my current saved preset as mapping 1. Anytime I plug my controller back in, I'll be able to go play, and as I press my buttons and now my encoder knob as well, those things will move because I've set it up all through MIDI in Serato DJ. You can do this also with a varying amount of MIDI controllers. Personally, I like the LPD8. It's small, it's compact, I can take it with me anywhere around the world. It gets thrown in bags, it's gotten dropped many times, and it still works to the T, has not broken. Great response in the pads. I can use my encoder knobs great, and I can change my programs very simply by just being able to go through them through the program button. This is my choice, but there are plenty of choices out there for you, so you find the one that works best for you and rock it. So for more information on our courses here in New York and online, log on to Dubspot.com. My name is OP, DJ instructor here at Dubspot, and also a member of the I Love Vinyl Collective, and I'll see you next time.
Welcome to Dubspot. We believe in providing you hands-on experience right away. Whether you're completely new to music and want to turn the sounds in your head into a musical reality, or you're an experienced artist looking to refine your skills and add new tools to your arsenal, we're ready to meet you at your level. For students of all ages, all levels, and all styles of music, Dubspot is here to help you achieve your goals. With course offerings both online wherever you are and at our school in the heart of New York City, we are ready to guide you through the next phase of your musical transformation. Whether you want to produce music, DJ, or do both, you've come to the right place. Come explore Dubspot for yourself, become a part of our community, and make music.